Hello guys, today we will see an important base system concept wherein we need to find the range of a particular number when that number is written in some other base other than 10. If you are solving many quants question, then you must have come across some base system questions wherein we need to find the range. So what do I mean by that? Let's look at straight away. So if I take an example, there is a 3-digit number called ABC written in base 7, let's say. So I need to find the range of this number ABC when it is converted into the base 10, or I need to find the minimum and the maximum value of this number when I convert this number into base 10. Okay, so what is the minimum value of what is the minimum number, 3-digit number? The minimum can be 100 when written in base 7. So this is the minimum number. So when I convert this number in base 10, what would it become? It would become 0 into 7 to the power 0, 0 into 7 to the power 0 plus 0 into 7 to the power 1 plus 1 into 7 to the power 2. So this is equal to 49. I hope you know how to convert any base to the base 10. This is the way how we do. Okay, so if I have to talk about the maximum value, so what can be the maximum 3-digit number when it is written in base 7? It can be 666, right? It can be 666 because 6 is the maximum digit that I can write when this particular number is in base 7. Okay, so 3-digit maximum number is 666. If I convert this will be 6 into the 7 0 plus 6 into 7 to the power 1 plus 6 into 7 to the power 2. Okay, so I can take 6 common, then this is the GP, sum of GP, so 7 to the power 0, 7, 3 minus 1 upon 6. This is nothing but this formula, A r to the power n minus 1 r minus 1. This is just this formula. Okay, so 6 gets cancelled and the maximum value is 7 to the power 3 minus 1. 7 to the power 3 minus 1, that is 342. So this is the maximum value. Okay, so if I have to find the minimum and maximum value, so what would be the range? Basically the range of this number A, B, C will be 49 to 342. This will be the range if I convert this number ABC in base 10. So instead of doing this whole work in exam, what we can do to find the range, we will see that thing now. So instead of doing that thing, we can find directly the range. Let's see how. This is ABC to the base 7. Now ABC, the minimum value would be 7 square, that is 1 less than the number of digits. Here it is a 3-digit number, so 3 minus 1, that is 2, so 7 square, that will be the minimum value, and the maximum value of ABC would be 7 cube minus 1. Okay, so this will be the range of number ABC when I convert it in base 10. Okay, so I covered this concept just to look at this way, how we can write this directly. Okay, so let us look at another example. If I say there is a 4-digit number A, B, C, D written in base 8, let's say, what would be its range? A, B, C, D, its minimum value would be 8 cube, 1 less than the number of digits. Okay, number of digits is 4, then 1 less than 4, that is 3, that would be the minimum value. Maximum value would be 8 to the number of digits minus 1. Okay, this will be the range. So let's see an example, let's see a question based on this concept. So let's look at it. Okay, so the question says how many 3-digit perfect square numbers are there in base 7? Okay, so there's a standard approach to do these kind of questions. Let's see how to do this. So there is a 3-digit number, it is written in base 7. So this is a 3-digit number, this is a perfect square, and how many such numbers are there, that's what we need to find in this question. Okay, so we need to first convert it into the base 10 and we need to find range for that. Okay, so this is a 3-digit number. Its minimum value would be 7 square. Okay, and maximum value would be 7 cube minus 1, that is 49. And this is 343 minus 1, that is 342. Okay, so basically we get the range of the numbers. So now I have to look between these numbers and I have to look for the perfect square. So what are the perfect squares starting from 49? 49 itself is a perfect square, right? So 49, right? The next perfect square is 64. Next one is 81, then 100, 121, 144, 169, then 169, 196, 225, 256, 289, 324, right? So there are these many perfect square in this range. Okay, so how many perfect squares are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay, so answer to this question is 12. So what we have done over here is we need to find the 3-digit number which is also a perfect square and in base 7. So first we have converted that number in base 10. We found the range and that range came out to be 49 342. And what we asked in the question is we were just working in the base 10 instead of working in base 7. We just worked in base 10. So these are the numbers, are the perfect squares. These are the numbers in base 10. If I convert them in base 7, we can get the correspondingly these 12 numbers which are perfect squares. I hope you understand this particular question, and what we need to take care over here is to find the minimum and the maximum value in this way. There is no need to apply that sum of GP formula. That will surely a waste of time. So we need to find the range this way only. Okay, so answer to this particular question is 12. So one more thing, the answer will remain same whether we work in base 7 or whether we work in base 10. So it is always advisable to work in base 10. Let's look at the next question. Okay, so the next question says Ram and Shyam are writing numbers from 1 to 1000 in base 7 and base 8 respectively. How many of the numbers will have a non-zero units digit in both base 7 and base 8 notations? Okay, so this question is talking about non-zero unit digit. Okay, so before jumping to the solution, let us see one thing. If any number written in base 10, that is for example any number written in base 10, okay, and if it is ending with 0, then that number is divisible by 10. Okay, what I am saying is any number which is ending with 0, that particular number will be divisible by 10. Okay, so this is that we know obviously. Okay, so any number, similarly any number that is written in base let's say 4, I am just taking a random example, and if it is also ending with 0, okay, so let's say this is 1 2 anything, okay, 1 3, let's say 130, this number is written in base 4. If it is ending with 0, this particular number will also be divisible by 4, just like this here. Okay, so I can say whenever a number is ending with 0, it will be divisible by 4 in this case. Any other example, let's say if there is a base 8, so this number will be divisible by 8 because this number is ending with 0. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, so let's look at the solution. So any number which is written in base 7 and ending with 0, that particular number will be divisible by 7, and similarly for base 8. So basically we have to subtract those numbers from 1000. Means we have total 1000 numbers. We have total 1000 numbers. From these 1000 numbers, I have to subtract those numbers which are divisible by 7 and which are divisible by 8. Okay, so how many numbers are there which are divisible by 7? Okay, so numbers divisible by 7. So how many numbers are there out of 1000? There are 142 numbers. Okay, and how many numbers are there which are divisible by 8? Numbers divisible by 8, that will be 125 numbers. Okay, 125 into 8 is 1000, right? So there are 125 numbers which are divisible by 1000, and there are numbers divisible by both, which are both by 7 and 8, means that is numbers divisible by 7 and 8. Okay, so those numbers are 17. So there are 17 numbers which are divisible by both 7 and 8. So what we have to do is, so how many numbers are there? 1000, which is a total number, minus 142, minus 125, plus 17. Why I am adding 17? Because this is the number, 17 numbers are there which get subtracted twice. Okay, so I have to subtract them once, so I have to add them once. Okay, so this is 750. So answer to this question is 750. So basically there are, out of 1000, 750 numbers are there with a non-zero unit digit. What we have done here is, we have found out how many numbers are divisible by 7 and 8 and they have unit digits containing 0. So if they are containing 0, then means that they are divisible by 7 and 8, and hence we subtract them from the total number, which is 1000. So 1000 minus 142 minus 125 plus 17, because we subtracted 17 twice, so we need to add 17 once, and the answer is 750 to this particular question. Okay, so the next question is 57 to the base x is equal to 75 to the base y. Find the minimum difference of x and y. Okay, so here we don't know about x and y. So 57 to the base x equal to 75 to the base y. Okay, so what I can comment on x and y is that if I can see 7 is appearing over here, right? So if 7 is appearing, then x can take, x minimum value would be 8 or more than 8. So x can be greater than equal to 8, and likewise here I can see 7 is appearing over here, so the y can take as well 8 or more than 8. Okay, how do I know about this? Because if we see the base 10, what is the maximum digit? That is 9. There are 10 digits, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 9. Okay, if I write any number in base 10, what would be the maximum digit? That is 9. If I write any number in base 5, what would be the maximum digit? That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 will be the maximum digit. Okay, so likewise, if 7 is appearing over here, I can say x can be 8, because if x is 8, the maximum digit can be 7, or x value can be greater than 8. I don't know about that. One more thing, if I compare 57 and 75 in base 10, 57 is less than 75. Right? So if I am equating this, then x must be greater than y. What I am saying is 57 is less than 75, right? But in this question, both of them are being equated. So x must be greater than y. Only then this is possible. So these are the conditions. These are the conditions of x and y, right? So if I convert them in base 10, that would be 5x plus 7 is equal to 7y plus 5. I hope you know how did I write this. I just converted them to the base 10, right? So this gives me 7y minus 5x is equal to 2. Okay, so this is my equation. Now if I keep x is equal to 1, y would be 1, but this is not possible because of this condition. Okay, so if I keep x is equal to 8, how do I know x will be 8? Because there will be an increment of 7 because of this coefficient. I hope you know this concept. Okay, so the next value x can take after 1 is 8. Okay, so if x is 8, then y would be 6. Okay, this is again not possible because y should be greater than equal to 8. Okay, the next value that x can take is 8, 15. 8 plus 7, because the coefficient of y is 7. So 8 plus 7, 15. So if x is 15, y would be 11. Okay, so this case is possible, and the difference over here x and y is 4. The difference over here is 4. Okay, so let's look other pairs. So other x value can take is 22, and here y can take 16. Here the difference comes out to be 6. Difference over here is 6. So now the difference is increasing. So I have to find the minimum a difference of x and y. So answer to this question is 4. Why I am not checking the other pairs? Because the difference is increasing here. 4, 6, then the difference will be increasing. So I have to find the minimum difference, that is 4. So answer to this question is 4. Okay. So the main agenda in this question is to know these conditions. If you know these conditions, then you can work on this equation very easily. So that's all for today's base system questions. I hope you liked this video and the concept that involved in the question 1. That was a very important concept. So if you have any doubt, you can comment down below, and please consider subscribing to the channel. I will be keep coming up with more such conceptual questions, and now I will be coming up with more DILR sets. So please consider subscribing to the channel. See you guys in the next one.